This message is for every young person out there who feel like they are lost, who have lost hope, who feels like there is no sign of making it out of the wood. And I'm just here to remind you that you are still going to face a lot. I still remember this other time, bro. I was with one of my uncles, and I was just explaining to him how life has been lately, and I feel like I've experienced a lot more betrayals, a lot more disappointments. At the same time, I was expecting so much from myself, and not only from myself, but from the people around me, which led me to a point where I feel like everything is just working out against me. It is me against the world. It is me against this universe. Up until he explained his side of the story, which got me thinking to say, everyone has to go through some sort of setbacks, challenging times, which will build the experience of the person that you are about to become. And for me, I felt like I was starting to lose myself. At the same time, I was losing hope along the process of having to figure out everything just perfectly. So I wanted everything to move according to how I feel like it should have played out. But at the same time, this universe actually follows the script written by destiny. The script written by your destiny is what is most likely to happen into your life. And there is nothing you can do about that one. You just have to adapt into the ways of living, into the ways of doing things. Hence, I'm coming out to say to every young person out there, especially in your 20s, especially for men, I advocate for positive change in our society simply because I understand what it feels like to have nothing. I understand what it feels like to be betrayed. I understand how it feels like to have high expectations from the society. You feel like, as a young person, this world or even this universe owes you something, and it doesn't owe you anything. You just have to let go of the spirit of entitlement. We feel like someone out there is going to save us, but truth of the matter is we are the ones who should save ourselves, and there is no one who's coming to save us. We are on our own. That's why I'm saying that to every young person out there, especially for men, because I feel like for men, this life, it is very unfair. At the same time, this life favors mostly the women. And I'm not here to bring some sort of conspiracies with having to choose sides or even being racial about this thing. No. What I'm trying to say, or the point that I'm trying to make with my message, is that let us fight, let us unite. At the same time, we mustn't lose ourselves. We must prepare ourselves for war. We must prepare ourselves for what is about to come, because we have no clue of what can possibly happen tomorrow. We can only prepare ourselves in such a way that whatever happens tomorrow, it doesn't destroy us, but in such a way that it makes us better, in such a way that it teaches us a lesson in a great way, by the way. We must become the best possible versions of ourselves. And the only way to do that is having to experience whatever comes your way, whether the good or the bad. That's just how life is. You can't change the yin and yang. You can't change the bad from the good. That's how life is. That's the way things are. And you can only adapt to what life brings to the table. You just have to teach yourself to have a coachable spirit, a teachable spirit, a spirit that allows you to maneuver around life throughout the course of having to lose yourself, at the same time having to learn from what makes you to lose yourself. We mustn't lose ourselves along the process of becoming the best possible versions of ourselves, because you get into a trouble, you get into a challenge or even a difficult time in your life, and you feel like this world is against you. Yes, at that time it might be against you, but the bigger picture is that life is just the way it is. You can't change that. Hence I said that you can only adapt to what life actually brings to the table. And that's my message for every young person out there. We need to work on ourselves. And along the process of working on ourselves, we need to understand that life just happens the way it happens. Do not have high expectations from yourself. You need to accept disappointment. You need to accept defeat. And I still remember when I was still young, I felt like everything is just the way I envision it to be. And of course, that's true. But at the same time, life has its own way of teaching us what life it is all about. And you can only learn that the hard way, unfortunately, because there's also simplest way to learn life lessons. I haven't met any successful person who has an easy past. Neither will you. Neither do you. That's the whole point of doing this video, to enlighten others, to prepare others for what can possibly happen in the future. That's why I'm saying to every young man out there, we are the future of this world. We are the heartbeat of this universe. We need to carry ourselves in such a way that we must leave a mark in this world. We must build legacies. We must build businesses. We must build empires. And we can only do that if we have what we call high stress tolerance. At the same time, we have what we call a teachable spirit, a student mentality. And that's my message for you today. I'm not sure if you did happen to find value in what I've shared with you on today's video, but if you did, please let me know in the comment section on what value you picked out in this video. Also guys, for more life-changing information, there is a book titled To the Leader in You by myself, Duncan Mnisi. I'll leave the link to the book on the description box. On that note, if you are new into this YouTube channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and press that notification bell so whenever I get to upload, you will be the first one to be notified. On that note, I'll see you guys on our next YouTube video. This is your boy Duncan Mnisi. I will see you guys on the next one. Do not forget to subscribe.